Hey, Node Investor here. How is everyone doing on this wonderful day? Want to bring you guys an update. I'm going to just be covering Bitcoin here. Just want to cover a couple of quick things that I'm looking at. Some of the near-term action we're seeing today. If you caught the live stream yesterday, I did mention I was waiting for a dip, and I noted that it would actually be quite healthy. We needed that dip to see if we could see a higher low. We finally got that earlier today. I started scaling in and around that 73.50 down to around just below 7,300, around 72.70 or so was my last buy. And then I had some other orders down here at the lows just in case it dipped a little bit further, but we started to see a little bit of a bounce. It was good. On the 1 hours earlier today, the bounce wasn't looking too strong, to be honest. We saw that volume come down and it started to rally right into that moving average again, was fading a little bit, so I took some partial profit there. Here we are pulling back, and then we saw a pretty healthy move to the upside here, and has been typical in the Bitcoin action here recently is these moves happen in a relatively short period of time. You saw this is the 5-minute chart, and you can see we just moved very strongly in a very short period of time. So the level that I was watching today on this rally is I wanted to see it get back above 94.20, 94.30 or so to clear this little bit of resistance on the upside. And it did that clearly here in this most recent move, and we're back up to testing the highs from yesterday. So all in all, that's positive in the short term. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we're back above that 10 EMA. We did briefly dip below that today on this pullback, but the fact that we held and made a higher low above 7,200 is very positive in the near term, just because it's the first steps that we needed to start turning the corner here. And we're making a series of lower lows. We're starting to break that trend. Now we're making higher lows. Ultimately, we've got to confirm by getting above this $7,600 marker. So that's going to be near-term resistance. That has been a pretty significant level of resistance here in the near term. So that's going to be the level I'm watching. Now going to the daily chart, the negative, still very much the dominant trend is down on the daily. So we have to respect that. But I am treating this as a little bit of a tradable rally. I'm looking at some alt names that are looking very strong here versus BTC and taking some positions there. But still below that 10 EMA on the daily. And so getting above 7,600 and the 7,650 or so will also help to turn the corner there, start turning the momentum upward. If we look at some of the indicators here, the MACD has not crossed bullish, but it's looking like it's going to. If the price continues to move sideways and edge up slowly, that will certainly help that. RSI is coming off the lows. It did briefly dip below 30 when we saw the selling pressure, and here we are bouncing a little bit. So in the big picture, looking at the daily chart, it's still very much undetermined. Right now, it's just a little bit of a bounce. In the short-term charts, the 1 hour, even the 4 hour, it certainly is looking much stronger. But we have a little bit of more time to go before we see some confirmation. We've not seen this big volume reversal off the lows yet. Seen a little bit of a bounce. The good news is yesterday's move was on average volume, not super strong, but it was on average volume and a little bit higher than the day before. But the pullback that we saw today, and notice where that rally ended. I mean, it ended almost exactly at that 10 EMA. And so that's where we saw the pullback start today. But the volume today wasn't very heavy, so the selling side wasn't as significant. And here we are starting a new day. We just rolled over. This bar is about 6 hours old. And so we'll see how the day ends. I'll give you guys another update tomorrow. But I wanted to bring that quick update on Bitcoin. So going back to the 1 hour chart, you can see here the volume again, slightly above average, not monster volume like we saw back here off the lows around 7,200, but still a little bit above average on the 1 hour. And so near term, I'm going to be looking for this resistance level to be taken out above 7,500. Right now we're pausing a little bit. It makes sense considering this is a pretty strong move. It's going to let the moving average catch up. But as long as we now hold above this mid $7,300 range, that's going to be the new floor of support that needs to hold. If we lose that ground without breaking above this 75.30 or so, that's going to be negative. That's going to show a little bit of a double top type of action on the 1 hour chart. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Real quick, some administrative stuff. If you haven't checked out my site, go to nodeinvestor.com. I did send out the new newsletter today. You can sign up for that free there. And I also talked about some other announcements there that are upcoming. And so look out for that. If you haven't seen that, come across the email. I posted that a couple of hours ago. Some other names to note very quickly before I sign off for the evening. Ontology, I've been talking about this one. It's been setting up versus BTC. One of the stronger daily looking charts out there, so definitely one to keep an eye on. I'm watching this to see if it can break above resistance. Some other names that have been strong. IOTA was one of the big movers off of the lows yesterday and still continuing to move higher. You saw that big candle showing some follow through to the upside here today. EOS, there's a lot of attention around EOS right now with the switchover happening soon. I'm still watching this resistance level though, so I want to see this level taken out versus BTC. And so it's sitting tight just below that, but we need to break above that, so definitely one I'm keeping an eye on here near term. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep you guys posted. Until next time, take care, everyone.